I I feel like I need to apologize for the lack of uploads, just because, like I don't have VODs to upload if there's nothing to upload. I just haven't streamed very much. This is, you would not expect there to be a rush, a big old glut of customers at work after Christmas, but fucking office supplies. What can you do? Anyway, here's the final episode, probably, at least for now. This is the last one for now. However, I'll give you guys a little apology. You see this? You see Blubbering Toad? I know a lot of you probably don't even know what the fuck's going on. Blubbering Toad, he's an annoying little bastard. A lot of people don't like fighting him because he kind of drains your sanity. He's not very much fun. Well, you want to know a sneaky little secret? You want to know how you fight Blubbering Toad? You come in here, you grab an Ishmael that is resistant to blunt damage, you bring her in alone. This is a secret. Just hush hush about this. You don't tell anybody. It's between you and me right there, Daniel. Me and you. And you click the funny button. And oh, my sanity drain. It'd be a real shame if I only had one ego equipped, and it just so happens to be the funny fish button. Now the funny button turns me into a big fish. Look at that. Look how funny this button is. Also, this animation is probably the best ego animation in the game. Fucking so cool. Oh. Yeah, and he comes in, he starts fishing you, and then you click the funny button again. Sometimes you'll actually get lucky and beat a few clashes, that's fine. These things, they happen. It's fun, we'll be okay. Okay, we're getting a little unlucky with it. Like, cross my heart. No hyperbole, I'm not fucking with you. I've done this for like 2 weeks now. I have genuinely never died doing this before. I genuinely do not know what the hell just happened. Like, hand across hearts, I'm swearing to the Lord above. The Lord of Director Son. Trust the plan. You know, that has never happened before. Here, well, I also found a good map. If people, you know, like, this is apology round 2. If people wanted to see, like, map, here's a map. It's also convenient because it shows where we've been and where we're going. Here's the map. If we wanted to, we were talking about that in the funny fish button. Oh look, we got lucky and we got 2 fish this time. Talk about the map and prior episode. This is meant to be fun so people can watch fish. I wasn't meant to be a failure live in front of the internet. Oh, she's coming. Plus, this gives her poise so she can crit, and this inflicts a ton of pride fragility, which means she's doing a percentage increased damage. Like right now, if she hit him, she would be dealing 60% more damage, plus the chance to deal 20% more damage on a crit. Oh my god. Look at that, she just eats it. Then you hit him with a flash. You see, she got lucky. You're welcome. You see, that's why I'm showing it off to the people. That's so they can see. And Bullet, I died the last attempt. I've never died before. Your faultless strategy has failed me. I've been proven a liar in front of a studio audience. I had to show them the map. She's not even dying correctly. Look at this. She has too much sanity, and by that I mean 2 sanity. That's too much. Now she's gonna get staggered. This is your fault. Look at this. You did this. You personally came into my game and programmed my Ishmael to take too much damage. She took 0 damage from that hit. Okay, she didn't gain sanity. I was gonna say, if she fucking gained sanity from winning that final clash. Oh, there's the funny fish button. Oh, they're going. Oh, and he's crippled. 114 damage. You know, pretty good. So what if we did 30% more damage? Plus the fact that he's staggered. Oh, and we crit, so it went from 114 to 304. You know, pretty respectable. And then what if we now did 60% more damage? I didn't crit this time, though, but, you know. Who needs it? Just 200 more damage, and then we had another one. If he hadn't died, we would have hit him again for 90% more damage. There. You see, there's the apology for the people at home for me not streaming all that often. You know how it is. See, look at that. 40 XP. Very cool. Very nice. Based. Alright. Let's do the next plot, which, yeah, for people who don't know, it would go, like, right here. It's not there yet, because it's over here. But, like, this is the next plot nugget. Don't tell me what the fuck to do, shithead. We're gaming. And instead of doing that, we're gonna, because it's kind of become the trend here, we're gonna do a little something. Just don't let people don't know it's a secret. You know, this is we call this one a secret. Ignore the YouTube icon at the top there. This is the canon.
이것 좀 보시게! 복도 한가운데 이렇게 예쁜 꽃이 피어있는 게 너무 신기하지 않은가? 이렇게 만지니까 막 움직이고 움찔거리고! 이 시간이야말로 초롱이 빛나기에 제일 탁월한 시간 아니겠나? 역시 깔끔하게 삼켜버리지 않았나? 호두님에게 칭찬이라도 받으면 좋겠어!
내 앞에 서지 말더라고. 악마가 깃든 탄원의 관용 중 하나가 되고 싶은 게 아니라면 교육팀의 팀장으로서 제가 알려주는 것은 한 가지입니다. 이곳에서는 인간의 이성을 믿지 말라고. 나조차 계약은 이곳으로 끝이 아닐 테지. 관리자님이 명하는 것이라면 탄원은 어디든 무엇이든 누구든 관통해냅니다. 설령 사랑하는 사람일지라도.
반가워. 로보토미 본사에서 지휘팀을 통솔하는 말코트라고 해. 내가 하라는 대로만 한다면 모든 건 완벽하게 성공할 수 있어.
So I will say, 1, hype. 2, I'm fucking so mad. I said it on stream, like, what's the one thing that I'd want to see, like, the least? And it was fucking Meat Lantern. And what is the very first thing they show up in the very next Walpurgis gets knocked? Go fuck yourself. However, it is very cool that the rest of it, like, the part that I'm the most fucking hyped about, maybe it's just me, but fucking Green Ordeal. I love those bastards so much. It's one of the only things I've ever done on this channel's history that I modded into a game. I added a, like, Green Ordeal costume into Ruina. Oh, apparently you can... It said that it was extractable, which would tell me that you don't need to pay for Malkuth, but yeah. Yeah, I'd pay for Malkuth. Fuck Jack and Pierre, it's not Malkuth. And it's like Lobco Malkuth, so she's fucked up. Man. I want a green ordeal identity, man. Also, very nice touch that a lot of people probably wouldn't notice. The Dawn ID, not only was she eating a person, very cool, but she actually has an ego gift. She has the horns from the sheep. That's not Meat Lantern's ego gift, I don't believe. That is the... I forget what the sheep is called, the sleepy sheep, the sheep that knocks out your dudes. She has that guy's ego gift. And Otis actually has the gay's ego gift. It's her gloves, the ones that look like they're bandaged. Those are the ego gift from Schadenfreude, not the ego gift from Der Freischütz. It's a nice little touch. I do believe so. I think those are the ones from Meat Lantern itself. Don't quote me on that, though. I have picked up Meat Lantern once and immediately got so fucking pissed I kicked him out of my facility and have never grabbed him since. So I'm not entirely certain about that one. Anyway, it's Christmas time. What do you mean it's January? It's fucking Christmas, assholes. Shut up. Fuck you. What do you mean I should have been streaming earlier than this? I don't give a damn. I've had too much work to be doing. Oh. I'm pissed. It's not voice acted. I'm sorry, everybody. We're getting to this part of the game. Aww. And let me tell you, this would be way better if it looked... It's so weird. I'm gonna drown my sorrow with this Hershey's chocolate candy bar my mom got me. Even though I don't really want it, because I'm not a big sweet tooth. It's sugar cookie flavor. Oh, wow, fuck that sweet. Oh, we're gonna put that back down. I'm gonna rewrap that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck me, I'm gonna die if I eat this. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh. Put that back down. The seagull is canon. You all thought that was a bit? Nah, listen. No, fuck you, Ishmael. We're keeping him. His name is John Jonathan, and he's my favorite. Not intentional, but that would imply that he is JoJo. Which, you know, that's a timeline I'm willing to accept. Anyway, enough about this. Can I talk about how fucking cool the green ordeals are, though? they're so cool, though. And it immediately raises a question of the whole power scaling ordeal, because I know power scaling in video games is blah, 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 blah. But we're this far into the game, and we're only fighting, like, a Dawn ordeal. These fuckers scary. Damn. Green ordeals don't even do anything. They just do a lot of damage, and if they kill you, they stab you so fast your body explodes, and it does sanity damage to everyone else in the room. I really wanted them to just end on Merceau, and it's just his default expression. Hey, it's been like a week. Welcome back. Is it time for me to continue to... Oh, man, you've missed it. I have not shut up about green ordeals of all fucking things. Anyway, can we get a green ordeal ID already? They're so cool. Any ordeals, really. I want it. I need more ordeal in my life. Yeah, power scaling's out of fucking whack. Like, if it was a Green Noon, I get it, because the Green Noon's whole shtick... Well, no, not Green Noon. I meant Green Dusk, but there's no fucking way we'd handle the Dusk, so fair enough. But Green Noons are scary as hell. Green Dawn is just like... They're one of the least effectual of the ordeals. Like, they're the coolest, though. Oh, they're so fucking cool. Like, Amber Dawn and Crimson Dawn are, like, the scary ones. And I've also seen a few, Violet Dawns absolutely filter the shit out of beginners, but that's just because they're new. And then you get the White Dawn, and all of a sudden power scaling goes out the window. Yeah. Presumably, we're not really sure. We're not really sure where the final 5 days starts falling into the power scaling tier list. Take another bite of candy bar. Oh. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Dude, Pale Fixer is sexy. I'd pay for that. Alright, everyone. Be sure to write down in the comment which ID... I'm fully willing to talk over these cutscenes. They're not voice acted and they have lost my respect. It's a very cool cutscene. Be sure to read it. Yeah, we already did you. But, Alright, everyone, be sure to write down in the comments what ID you'd want to see in the next Walpurgis Knock, and why is it bald? Because their weapon is just a gun. And I mean that in the most... It's like a 9mm. It's just a normal handgun. It's like a service, like, pistol. Yeah, but he's so cool, though. Okay, what's the aberration of bald? Probably like shaven? You're not allowed to have facial hair, I guess? I guess your whole body... I assume that also applied to, like, legs and whatnot, too. That's just getting kind of weird, though. Start getting into weird territory if you start talking about shaven. This is why he's not invited to the Christmas party. Bald is, though. Bald's great. When do we get our claw ID? Mustache is great. Because they're like an aberration. They're meant to be like a keeping in theme. The cat's aberration, touch me. Touch me. Touch me harder. Or it could be like, don't touch you, which is just an anti-masturbation ad. Don't touch yourself. If you do, the fucking world ends. You immediately die. Everyone in your house do. Oh, man, it's always the shitpost abnos that get you in the end of the day. Day's over, everyone. Go home. Don't touch yourself, sinners. I'm going to be honest. This is probably like my least favorite song in the fucking game. It's good for like a shitpost once or twice, but fuck me, it's annoying as hell. Like it lost its charm when I've now heard it like 4 different times. The one's the first time, the second was the second time through the stream. This is the third time, or the third time was me doing this on my own. Now this is the 4th time. I'm like, I'm done with it. Do you mean disincentivize? Demote is a very different term. Don't say that in front of that motherfucker who went schizo on the Silent Hill 2 wiki. Oh god, now that's a fucking rabbit hole. It's amazing to me that there were actually mods for Ruina. Oh my god, we need an actual... Jesus, you just gave me a fucking, like, whiplash of train of thought. Dear god, I want, like, canonical scorched girl weapon. I actively want to see some dickhead fighting with a person-sized cannon, absolutely. 10 out of 10, the best suggestion you've ever made. And now I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. Anyway, I remember now. I'm like, I can't actually believe that someone cared enough about the ordeals to make a skin mod for them in Ruina. They're really well done. It's amber and green. They didn't make one for purple or any of the others, but god, they're like the fucking... They look like sex. They're like the absolute best. Amber looks great, but it's just got fucked up body parts. It's very cool. Well, green is the coolest because you actually, like, summon little versions of the various ordeals. It's very cool. Big fan. And let me tell you, those mods did not help my just utter fascination with whatever the hell an ordeal is. Oh, god, I can't get enough of that content in my life. Honestly, when you've played as much Lobco as I have, you start, like, enjoying seeing them. Which, it's a very Pavlovian, like, trained response, so that way I, instead of feeling pain, feel joy. Like, if it's not specifically Violet Midnight, I can handle all of them, you know? If you know what you're doing, every single ordeal in Lobco can be summarily handled. Completely free, no real chance of risk if enacted properly. It's just that Violet Midnights, sometimes they can just spawn in, like, the worst spot possible. Fuck them. Don't need them. Well, with suppressions, you never need to advance. So you can have that person die and then just immediately rewind time because the fucking time-space continuum doesn't exist. Here, let me take another bite and regret it immediately. Ah. I need to put this in another room or I'm gonna keep eating it. I mean, like, I'm just sad. Oh. I've been waiting for like 2 hours to eat this thing, and it was not long enough. Word of warning, do not eat the, sugar cookie Hershey's chocolate bar. It's not really chocolate anymore now, is it? But I'm going to die. It's kind of amazing that 2 of the 3 midnights are easier to deal with than some of the dusks. Like, Crimson Dusk is way more of a handful to manage than, like, Amber Midnight. Amber Midnight is just slow and takes a while. It's free as hell. And Green Midnight is probably within, like, top 3 easiest ordeals in the entire game. Very large discrepancy on that one. And that's not even one you have to, like, look up, like, a guide for. You could just figure that out. There's no Crimson Midnight. That's not canon. If we want to start talking about non-canon nonsense, I want to start getting more of the Indigos floating around. They can't be locked to only noon, only halfway through the game, and then have nothing happen. I want Sweeper, but big. And then also Sweeper, but small. Well, there is, like, implied sweeper lore. We don't really know what's making them other than presumably just the head. But considering the fact that they are in every single nest, one could even... There probably could just be... Now that we know that Elko, like, Lobco exists in every facility, like... That could just be a normal nest thing. It could be like, I don't know, Q Corp or some shit. I don't fucking know. It's a sweeper. S Corp, sure. S for sweeper, I don't know. They're just like, hey, we have a facility in every district. Here's a bunch of liquid people. But I had originally thought that was like locked to like a head thing, because, you know, it's affecting the entire city. But no. No, apparently you could just do that. Thank you, Lobco. That ain't English. Aaron has so many just fucked up stuff. I don't like any of it. The stickers, though. Damn. There's a lot to delve into in that scene. We don't usually get a good look at, like, the HUD of our bus. Like, you can see there ain't no stuffed animals over there now. Where'd they go? It's a mystery. Also, now that I think about it, I was wrong in, like, every regard regarding the Walpurgis Nacht. I said they were gonna save a lot of the big IDs for a bit later on down the line, but I guess they're just giving us a Der Freischütz who's probably, like, top 3. If not top 5. He's one of the big boys. People fucking love that guy. He's a heavy hitter. Some people like ones like, I don't know, like White Knight or Apaco Bird, but people really like Der Freischütz. It's usually a trio of, like... Well... But I guess I'd say Butterfly is like the 4th. Usually it's a pair of, like, 4 of, like, Magical Girl, King of, or Queen of Hatred, Red Riding Hood, and Der Freischütz. It's always the humanoid ones, and then, like, Butterfly, get Grave Butterfly's Graveyard Coffin, that guy. He's, like, 4th. He's unfortunately the 4th wheel of this car, but is... that doesn't really work as, like, a turn of phrase, because cars normally have 4 wheels, but you know what I mean. Anyway, he's the dude who gets they're the people that get a lot of the attention. Like, even, like, King of Greed got left behind, and, like, Knight of Despair. It's just Queen of Hatred. And I think that's specifically because people fucking hate her so goddamn much. Whereas Red Riding Hood is super cool, Der Freischütz is super cool, and then Queen of Hatred is both really jarring to see tonally, and then people fucking hate her. So... And then Funeral Roll of Dead Butterflies is, like, also super cool, but he gets, like, 3rd billing. I fucking hate Lanterns so much. Easily, like, top 3, top 5 for me of most hated abnormalities. Dear God, get the fuck out of my facility. The only way they could have done any better is if doing something like Express Train to Hell. Oh, You might have also picked my least favorite one on I hate Aurian so much. It's the only one that I completely derailed one of the VODs to just talk about how much I hated Aurian when we got it in my Lobco playthrough. But but that was more so an ignorance. Aurian I hated when I was ignorant at the game. Meat Lantern I hate now that I'm more experienced. And through it all is Express Train to Hell. But, like, if they made an Express Train to Hell ID, that'd be hype. Because what would they do? Is that gonna give us the gun ID? Will they have a gun that shoots a train? Maybe it'll be like Rhino Merceau, where they have just a bunch of ramming attacks. Who knows? But see, there'd be like an avenue of hype there. Yeah, but I want to like brainstorm. This is a thought experiment. People, I do believe Express Train to Hell is the most reviled abnormality in the entire franchise. Like, a lot of people don't like certain ones for more mechanical reasons, but there has never been one that I have just so unanimously, whenever brought up, it triggers like everyone's fight or flight in the room. I think it'd be very cool of an ego, though. I think they could actually try to redo Sinclair's soup gimmick, actually. Do you know how Sinclair gives like a heal and like a buff when targeting teammates? Because that's what the Express Train to Hell's job is actually to be a healing supportive abnormality. It's just that if you don't do it, then bad things happen. I think the corrosion would be just like an uncontrollable like board wipe. I think that could be where they'd start unveiling like attack weight 10, something so astronomically high you can't help, or you can't escape the fact that you're gonna target some of your teammates. No, don't. I don't want it to be an aberrant. You lose the magic when it's not a big fucking train. There's some love lost on that one. Maybe that's just me though. There's a few that don't really make a whole lot of sense to be an aberration, like yin and yang. Like, you could do something with it, but I don't know. With how simple those dudes are, you kind of lose some sauce. Then again, Project Moon has surprised me before. I saw one idea, before this even actually dropped, I saw one idea that people were talking about a few days ago, actually. Weird that, like, this all tied together. I saw the idea that it'll be an ammo ID, and that, well, doesn't really apply anymore, because we can now see that only skill 3 presumably fires bullets. But the original ID was it was an ammo ID that has 7 bullets, that when you use the 7th bullet, it becomes indiscriminate, that's the word. Where it becomes indiscriminate and then she'll reload, you know? It'd be the first time we'd ever see someone actually make use of a reloading mechanic, as well as the fact that it would mean that, you know, you get really powerful shit, but you randomly just blow up your own teammates. I presume that'd be, like, something they don't want to do, because then it would just be Reindeer Ishmael, but you can't control it, but it is literally, like... It is literally the Lobco version of Dare Fry Shoots, who you can't control. Like, Dare Fry Shoots, his gear in Lobco is like bottom tier. Absolute garbage. I hate it. You never use that thing because you can't stop the fact that it's gonna hurt your teammates. So if they wanted to mitigate the whole reindeer-ish problem, I don't think they could. I feel the fact that you're just gonna have to, like, deal with it should be the mechanic. You get an extremely strong ID, but you just sometimes blow up Gregor, you know? These things, they happen. Dude, fuck Gregor. We don't need him. Don't deploy him anyway. And it would, weirdly enough, start pushing for more solo content, you know? 'Cause, I mean, as I just showed off at the beginning of the stream, oh, this guy's fucking jacked. At the very beginning of the stream, I showed off how you can handle the Toad by deploying just Ishmael and intentionally corroding. You could do that kind of content. You can't hit your allies if there's no allies. Oh, I lost some sanity by ego spamming? Well, luckily there's no allies to hit. I think Derek Fry Shoot's ego ID being, like, almost incentivized to be alone would be very interesting. It's like Sunshower Heathcliff, but intentional. And, like, good. Gnome. Nah, Meat Lantern just hits really hard. That's all Meat Lantern does. Is its ego. I mean, it would have to be some self-heal. That's like Lantern's whole shtick, as well as the fact that you see her bite the shit out of an enemy. One thing that would be neat, though, is if Derek Fry Shoots actually had a little bit of burn. I know we need a burn ID, but Derek Fry Shoots is always talking about, like, the flames of hell. Like a dark flame kind of thing. Maybe a little bit of burn. Yeah, bleed self-heal for Dawn, but obviously it'd primarily be an ammo ID for Otis. I don't really want another poise ID. We kind of had a bit much. Like, they needed it, but, you know. I would want it to be ammo with maybe a little bit of burn. Just a touch. Not much, not much. You don't need too much. Just a touch. And then, if we're lucky and it does have burn, then we'd be able to start using a fucking burn team in the mirror dungeon without nerfing in Claire. Maybe that's me reaching a bit much, you know? I'm a little upset that the only way they'd be able to get Green Dawn properly adequately demonstrated their mechanic is they need to have like an on-kill sanity drain thing, but it's on kill, so it's therefore worthless. Because otherwise they're not the Green Dawn, and so you don't have clerks in Limbus Company. They can't do their shtick. So oh. Well, that's no fun. Yeah. I would personally prefer to wait. This is not one of those games that has like 8 months in between content, so I don't really feel the need to be digging. Now, base, thank you. All right, I'm happy. My Green Dawn love persists for another day, or else this might have had to be like Molar Ishmael round 2. I'm gonna start some controversy real fucking hard. I mean, they always had, like, a headpiece. A mouth wasn't too... isn't too unexpected. Give him just a fucking execute mechanic. They always had 2 spears, I do believe. Their arms were spears. Like, they don't have proper arms. They're just spears attached to the torso. I'd imagine there's multiple kinds of Green Dawn, to be fair. God, I'm so excited for Heath's chapter. Jesus. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Although I will say, now that we're out of, like, the... I say now that we're out of the more serious conversation pieces of them dragging a bunch of, presumably body-filled body bags. Oh, look at these little bastards. It's something that I completely forgot to bring up during Ishmael's chapter, but... because I was waiting for the proper moment for it, but then when we got to the end of her chapter, I was way too subsumed in hype. But there's an entire, like, avenue of, I guess I'd say controversy. It kind of bloomed into a bit of that, but not so much. It's the idea of people thinking that Project Moon is shipping Heathcliff and Ishmael. Because, you know, the two of them constantly bicker. It's always the both of them. They're always near each other. And it especially hit a boiling point with that final scene in Ishmael's chapter. Hello. Where Heathcliff is specifically the one to save her. And I'm like, we need to see how Heathcliff's chapter goes. Because, well, considering what we know, probably not. It won't go that route, but we need to know what the hell his version of Kathy is. So, oh man. I don't know. Unfortunately, unlike a lot of the other, I guess, controversies, this one wasn't nearly as big. There was a little brief flare-up when Heathcliff got the Queequeg ID, because, you know, Queequeg and Ishmael, and then people are like, it's confirmed. But, even the other one that happened of Claire and Faust, even then, that one wasn't big either. This one was even smaller, so I don't know. I have to wait and see on that one. Because Project Moon has never tackled, like, romance before, so... Like, we've seen people who are in a relationship and the side effects of romance, but they have never written new romance. It's a body bag. It's fucking... Don, how do you not expect this? He's clearly gonna start eating people. Yeah. It's like, obviously they shipped, like, Shao and... was it Lowell, I do believe? They're like, obviously. Or characters that are, like, canon. Like, hell, Heath Cathy right now, on screen. Like, we just heard it. But then also hear the fact that Heath's like, yeah, I'm gonna make her feel pain unimaginable. So we're like, we're kind of gonna need to see what's happening. I, for one, am not opposed to it, but again, I'm not opposed to literally anything that Heathcliff ever has going on because he's the best. I more so have faith in the plan. Whatever the hell Project Moon decides to do, it's probably gonna be pretty good. If they decide to go into, like, a weird pseudo-romance route, we've never seen them do that before. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll let them fucking let them take a crack at that one. Yeah, why not? Doesn't really work quite yet, but like I said, we have a chapter to go. Oh, they fucking... There you go, got it out of my system. And now we have what might be the coolest fight in the entire game. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can only use Beef Cliff and Dono Bang over here. That's super cool. And normally I pick like a theme for these, but I'm just gonna like... This is so short, I'm just gonna pick IDs that I want to get XP, because who cares? This is such a short little baby bitch chapter that we're just gonna go. I think these are the exact units I had used when I was going through this, because they just need XP. Dude, fuck it. Christmas came early and Santa gave me the gift of the ability to have free will. Time to kick their ass. Here's what they do. They get coin RNG boost and they get haste and attack power. We're gonna click the funny button. Yeah.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 기구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은 어떻게라도 보존될 테니.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 죽여야 하니까.
적확한 한압이었어.
그래, 얘는 처리했고.
저희가 이길
You
것
gotta
같아요.
we have to get Farm Watch before that, of course, because of course that's an ego. Of course, we can't just not have Farm Watch. You know what I mean? I mean it's Farm Watch. I mean, who's gonna come out here and say we're not gonna have Farm Watch for this one? Jack the ever-loving shit out of the Dawn. That'll get us there. Merry Christmas, assholes. It's January. It's over. Stop trying to kill people. Christmas ends now. We have been talking about that non-stop. The thing I'm the most hyped for is Green Ordeal. Because I'm a crazy person. I hate Meat Lantern. Meat Lantern is the worst Meat Lantern pissed on my wife's grave. Just all over it, insensitive bastard. But I do like the fact that Dawn starts eating people. Pretty basic. I also like the fact that they're all having like subtle ego gifts from other abnormalities that I don't know if they would ever actually include them. They gave us ego gifts for abnormalities that are like D-listers. Like, I don't think anyone really cares about like the sheep. I don't even remember what its name is. Like, Schadenfreude is pretty cool. I would assume people are pretty alright with Schadenfreude. People don't ever talk about them. But Otis had its ego gift, and Dawn had the sheep. Void Dream, thank you. Yeah, but like, Void Dream itself? No one gives a shit. Who's out here being like, dude, Void Dream is my favorite abnormality. Psychopaths, that's who.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸.
I mean, like, I'm one of the few people that's probably out here being like, dude, I love Schadenfreude. And that's just because his ego gift is sex. Now, I think they, like I said, I think they specifically included those abnormalities because they're like D-listers and they wanted to make a tongue-in-cheek reference. Oh, I 1000% am expecting Nihil. Because we're gonna have... No. I think she has Wrist Cutter? I thought that was Shouden's, though. I don't know. It is Bandage. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think Shouden's a bit more red. I don't know. Lobco's graphical fidelity kind of leaves a lot to be desired. You might be right. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I think she has Wrist Cutter. Schadenfreude's still on the menu, boys, or he's getting in the game. Coming in next Wahlburgers. I'm fucking so excited. Don't care. But, God, fuck, I was gonna do another bit, but I immediately forgot. Oh, they're gonna do an entire event. Like, they're not gonna put, like, the magical girls in drip feed. It's gonna be, like, a big thing. There's no way they're gonna be like, anyway, here's a Night of Despair. And just, that's it. There's none of the others. No. They're not doing that. Unless they want to be really funny and they're just like, here's Servant of Wrath, being like, ah, yeah, my favorite. And only, Servant of Wrath is in the shadiest of positions because it was made in fucking Wonder Lab. It was in Ruina, so its canonicity is confirmed, but like, come on. I'm kind of pissed about the fact that what happened to Wonder Lab. Like, I want to actively utilize the, I want to utilize the big spoon. The big spoon ego weapon that Cat uses. It's cool. We got him. But I fucking love the idea of having fights where you only get certain sinners. So it kind of forces you to engage with other sinners, make you have like a more well-rounded team. You know, gameplay and team building. Those things that this game hasn't really pushed for up to this point. Okay, that would be the funniest of all of the outcomes. Instead of you having to use everyone, you get just 7 copies of one guy. Fucking go get him, Otis. 7 Otis. No, I think you mean 7 Otises. The problem with an ID scripted fight is that would really, like, that has an extremely high potential to become player hostile. I think I like it how they've actually been doing it, like in the Ricardo fight and the Ahab fight, where they make a reference to the base IDs instead of forcing you to use them, you know? Like, we actually get to see the process of swapping IDs, and so we get to see, like, Ishmael herself doing it. Like, we got to see her use her ego in a cutscene, rather than having to, like, use base Ishmael, you know? Plus, then that runs into the problem, like, what if someone doesn't have a certain ID? And then they'd be like, oh, maybe they'll give you the ID, and then it's like, what's the fucking point, you know? It should automatically kick into... Oh, there's the rest of them. I'm just picking who needs XP, like I said. We have to learn. We have more content to learn about. No, not Otis. Fuck off. Otis not canon. Alright, these are the people who need XP. Instead of letting you guys pick the team, I'll let you pick who's deployed. Who do you guys like out of this team? I'm not picky. I'll let you guys at least do something. You know what? We've not gotten to be able to, like... Here, we'll Ishmael, because we just finished our chapter. Base Ishmael. I said no, we're using these IDs. Thank you. These people need XP. This is me giving a Christmas gift to myself where I get to pick my team. You guys just get to pick who's actively deployed. Because I'm a fucking hack loser. Who is just wanting to get this over with.
일인가요?
Well, that's not enough, unfortunately. So, like, you. We're now a bleed team. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Other than Sinclair, this is just bleed. Yeah, alright. I fuck with it.
이번에는 누굴 베어버리면 되는
Dante?
거야?
자, 맞서보죠.
This did not play the cutscene. I'm pissed. Oh, whatever. We can just rewatch the cutscene. We're just doing the fight first. You know, the timeline's a little out of order. Fucked up Christmas Carol OST.
내가 시범을 보이지.
가속 끝장내죠. 효과적이네요. 이 기술을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Yeah, if they're doing like a specific shtick, maybe, but like that, like that's special.
이런 상황인데도
No, okay, you know what? I retract everything I just said. The thing that I'm most excited about this new Walpurgis is the fact that I can get fucking Regret Marcel. I'm so pissed. I did like 160 something pulls and didn't get it. I'm so fucking mad. Now I can get it. And you can buy it. You can dispense that bitch. I don't think people understand just how many resources I have. I've been playing this game since day one, been doing my dailies, and I'm willing to grind mirror dungeons. I have so much goddamn resources. Right after I distorted in real life, yeah. After this fight, I'm gonna show my resources. People do not understand the amount of, like, backlog I have saved up. People are not kidding when they say the most efficient use of your lunacy is not even to do pulls. Outside of Walpurgis Knock, where they force you to do it, the most effective use of your lunacy has always been to refill your Enkephalon and use it in mirror dungeons. And if people want proof of that, well, let me do a little demonstration real quick. Why don't I? The boy. I got a big bag! That's like a 1% drop rate. Nice. Big bag acquired. So don't ask how I got so much lunacy. I've stopped doing pulls. Ever since the last Walpurgis knocked, I have not done any pulls. I think I've only done guaranteed extractions on stream, so it's just been gathering. I didn't even get these. I just bought them. Because if you'll notice, I have... you have to pay for that. I can't get that. I have nothing left to get. I have everything. I did 2 pulls. Yeah, I'm a loser. I'm sorry. So, I have everything in the game currently. I have 16k lunacy. And I got... Oh, hello. Nice. And I have 1,000 fucking goddamn nominal ego crates. For the people at home who don't know, a 3-star ID on average, assuming you have no shards, takes 200 of these. A 2-star takes about 75. So if they released 5 3-star IDs, I could get all of them for free. And this is not accounting for the fact that I have 45 guaranteed de-extractions. And like Knialis is saying, this is 165 pulls, plus I got another 45 right here, which would then give me enough ideality to get a guaranteed pull. I actually have enough to make use of the pity system for the first time ever. I am the first person to have ever this much. 120, the 45, 65, whatever. Fucking, who gives a shit about numbers? I'm not giving a shit. Oh yeah, that's right, the new ego. I haven't even shown those off. Okay, we have to use Otis. Here. There we go. I immediately uptight it to 4 because I'm just a fucking crazy person. We gotta show off the new ego. Also, we gotta watch the cutscene that I accidentally skipped because this game has, up to this point, always auto-played cutscenes when I click the play button, but okay, game. Hello, child. I don't know if any of you agree, but the game keeps saying she, and yes, this is a girl. It doesn't look like it. Maybe that's just both me and Bullet, but Crayon, yes, that's her name, does not look like a girl to me. It's like the only character in this game thus far that I have been just struck with ambiguity on, and it is a little fucking girl. I said in this game... Also, Yujin was clearly feminine. Fuck you. The closest we've had in this game has been, like, rose spanner guy. But even then, you could kind of tell. But crayon over here is just... My ability to see things good has been thrown into whack. This does make me sad though. This is the last Limbus stream. We're gonna have to wait like another month for another one, and even then it'll probably be like one. Aww. I guess while this is all going on, I guess I'll give a rundown for everyone at home who's been here throughout the whole last thing. For normal sake, I'm not gonna be streaming that. No way. That's not like story content. I don't give it up. It's not like I'm not. It's why I'm not streaming the fucking mirror dungeons. Like, who gives a shit? Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm a variety streamer, and unfortunately, the mirror dungeon and like that kind of content gets kind of boring. It's like I said, and I've shown up. I did both. I did the second railway one time. I didn't look anything up. I got under 200 turns on my first attempt, and I've never touched it since. The first railway was better, but it was just a lot of grinding. It was me learning how video games work, but it's not. I unfortunately am not the one to be doing the engaging content. We have like Axe for that, or like Esku if you want like an actual deep dive of that. Go watch Esku, he makes great content, though. And Axe, if you want to, like, see people solo mirror dungeons. He also streams. Shout out to people that are, like, multitudes of size that involve math that I am not willing to do right now larger than me. As I have, on average, one active viewer. Very nice. But anyway, finishing what I was about to guff on about. Normally, whenever I finish a playthrough, I have this big-ass wheel of games suggested to me in the Discord. And as long as it's been approved and there's a game I can run, I put it on the wheel, we spin the wheel, and whatever the hell it lands on is whatever I stream next. Normally, once we finish this, I'd be able to actually pull the wheel up and I'd be able to show it off, because that's what I'll be streaming after this. But the website's down right now, so... I'm gonna have to do that a little bit later. But I know what is currently still on the wheel is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. One of them is Spin the Big Wheel, which I'm not even gonna try to give context to that one, but that one's just like a... That one is... Fucking... You son of a bitch. Let me pull up the goddamn wheel website, see if it's fucking still down. It was an hour ago. Is this confirmed to you enough? There's no wheel. The wheel isn't real. What's on the wheel? Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, that's Bullet's suggestion. We have Spin the Big Wheel, which is a funny haha meme. And I think after that, it's just Ninja's suggestion, which is the worst one, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom. Which is a game I actively have played before and do moderately enjoy, but that is gonna be like the worst fucking stream I've ever done, but... I am one to please my audience, as long as I'm willing to stomach it. I am unfortunately willing to stomach that. This game's not bad, it's just... I think games would be so fucking boring to watch. I hope Big Wheel, which effectively is the random button. If I'm streaming something that's not like Kingdom Hearts or Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll know the random button one. Oh, hi, Faust. Yeah, there you go. That's actually what this game is. I actually got Limbus Company because the game I was streaming before, which was Forza's suggestion, was Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. And I mean this with like no hurt feelings. Both me and Fours found that game extremely boring for some reason. Like, I've played quite a few Fire Emblems, but I don't know what they did in Radiant Dawn, but God, that one was just Slog City. Ugh. Zero endorphins in my brain on that one, and so we both just kind of mutually agreed we'll just move on. And so the next thing that won was the mystery box, which is whatever the hell I want at the time, pretty much. Usually I decide on a game in advance, but the original game I was gonna do for the mystery box fell through, so I'm like, shit, I need something to do, and I'm like, well, I did just finish a Ruina stream, so, well, here we are. Isn't that funny? I am going to lose 100% of my audience after the end of this stream, and I know that. It has happened time and time again. I'll be seeing fucking Nunny in a week. Yes, the problem is that I've just run out of game to play. Yeah, fair enough. I have had a few times where I got lucky and people stuck around. Because a lot of the time, see, I mainly stream RPGs. Like, under my own power, I stream RPGs. I've done Paper Mario, I've done Mario & Luigi, I've done the Trails series, I've done Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, I've done the Lisa games, so on and so forth. I play a variety of RPGs because I'm an idiot and I enjoy hating myself. I played Golden Sun, blah, 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 blah. And normally, a lot of the time when I'm getting my streams, I get really into the weeds of, like, game design. Yeah. Far Future, the fact that it has no combat at all, some people are like, meh. I like it. Like, when I streamed Live Live, Cube was absolutely everyone's favorite character. Like, everyone in chat absolutely fucking adored the little bastard, and fair, but I guess if you don't really know what you're doing, I would imagine Far Future can kind of be a slog. It's neat. They went for something a little different. Fair enough. I've also streamed Live Live. That's another one on the list. Normally I get, like, really into the weeds of, like, game design a lot of the time. Like, you especially start seeing it when it's a game I don't like. Like, if it's a game I'm not enjoying, I will systematically break down every single system in that game and explain in excruciating detail why it makes you a bad person. Like, I remember the most explosive one I ever had was unironically Golden Sun. I know a lot of people adore that game. And that is genuinely one of the worst RPGs I have ever played in my life. Namely Golden Sun 2. Golden Sun 1 was so short that it didn't have a time to fall into a lot of its trappings. But Golden Sun 2 was so fucking baffling to me that people enjoy that. My God. This is before I started having, like, a regular audience. And it was me just screaming and pleading into the wind, being like, I genuinely just wanted someone to show in and just, like, run me through it. Like I'm clearly missing something here. The other games that I've also had, like, a meltdown about was Trails of Cold Steel. Another one of the worst RPGs I've ever played in my life. Luckily, I had a resident expert in the stream during that. That was Scion. And, if I had not built up a few games of repertoire between me and Scion, he probably would have left the stream and never come back. So, I got pretty fucking mad in that game. There was another one. Usually I just drop a game if it's, like, shitting the bed that badly, but Golden Sun and Trails of Cold Steel I had to finish. That was a matter of pride for myself. I mean, hell, there's been a few games that have been the other way around, where it's more, a game that I'm extremely enjoying and, like, no one in chat is feeling, so I'm So I'm the one going up to bat, proceeding to defend myself. Like, the funniest one, which was like an April Fool's kind of content, was Day Shift at Freddy's, a shitpost Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, which I played it the same year that I played Library of Ruina, and Day Shift ranked as my second favorite game that I had played all year. And only Ruina beat it out. Of every single game I played, I think it was like 2 years ago, every single other game was worse. And everyone's just like, what the fuck are you on about? And I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm coming. I played the goddamn ace defense that whole ass stream until we got to the end of the third game, and then I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's all coming together. So sometimes you'll get some real weird shit out of me. I have not actually finished uploading those VODs. Those are the few ones that are, like, special. And I put, like, an extreme amount of effort into their thumbnails, and I have not come into a good time to upload Part 3, the third game. I only have the first 2 games on my channel right now. Where's Otis? You asked for Sinclair. Alright, fuck you. There you go.
현장 지휘자가 필요한가?
I would, but I don't think I can on stream. But we did make reference to that a lot. It was very funny. Day Shift at Freddy's is like a spiritual successor almost. It is probably one of the fucking funniest goddamn games I've ever played. Like, and I mean this with no hyperbole. Day Shift 2, I didn't even get a chance to stream it. I actually missed that scene. When I was going through that game on my own, there was a scene in Day Shift 2 where I nearly pissed myself laughing. I was doing like my body hurts, I can't breathe properly, like I've fallen out of my chair and I am trying to learn how to exist kind of laughter. And I actually never showed it off on stream, and that is the biggest regret of that entire playthrough of my life. But it goes from that to like Day Shift 3, which has one of my favorite endings in any game ever. And I mean that with like no comedy, like just genuine adoration and enjoyment. With like, Day Shift 3 is way less funny of a game, it's just way more serious. I don't know, it's a weird fucking franchise. It feels like I'm always barking at a brick wall when I'm like, hello, yes, I'll take the shitpost Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, please. Yes, that is actually one of the most enrapturing narratives I have ever experienced in the last few years. People just start looking at me weird in public.
생명 활동의 정지를 확인했다.
사냥이 성공적이었네요.
Like, it's the kind of thing that I feel no shame saying Day Shift 3's storyline is better than some of the Kantos in this game. Like, if we want to ground it somewhere, like, I already talked about Rodeo's being kind of mid, like, I like it more than Gregor's. We'll go that far. Maybe more than Sinclair's? I'm not too sure about that one. That one's kind of, they hit different niches. But we go there. Oh, it happens. Oh, yeah. It's also a game I'm very passionate about, that I feel the need to defend even though no one is really giving a shit.
아무튼 놀라운 한방이에요.
Bam. You need to be able to actually show off, like, Pequod Yisong, which I haven't actually shown him off yet, but he's Starbuck for the people at home. He's meant to be a Starbuck ID. We're still waiting for Ahab mail. Still gotta get that one, too. We got 2 bosses sitting in the background. Unless we do the fucking, like, endgame boss rush a la distorted ensemble so we don't get Ahab mail for 2 years. 2 years plus.
여러분들, 왜 그렇게 뒷걸음질을 하시는 건가요?
Ahab Ishmael is happening. Speaking of IDs, though, I saw one ID that was, like, so peak, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do it. Because we got one Ruina ID and one Lobco ID last time. I'm surprised we didn't get another Ruina ID, and it's the idea that I think Escu started talking about, which just clicked in my brain in ways I didn't think was possible. A Lulu ID for Heathcliff. Outside of the obvious similarities that, oh, she uses a bat, and he uses a bat, her whole shtick is, like, revenge and, like, vengeance and, like, pain and suffering, and I'm like, that's kind of just Heathcliff. And it would have been a good excuse to add in another burn ID. Like, it hit every single fucking mark. All of them. 10 out of 10. But we didn't get it, so, well, yeah, whatever. Gnomes. I could see why they wouldn't want to do that, though, because if that would be another Heath ID, and we're about to go into his chapter, so Heath's gonna be getting some love. Like, we know Heath's gonna be getting a, Heath is gonna be getting probably a WoW tier ego at the next battle pass, so he'll be getting some love. He'll be fine. We can actually skip that one. Yeah, this one doesn't have a story. This one doesn't have a story either. Fantastic. You just fight a shitload of gnomes. I will say, though, to wrap it back around, I will be doing the sporadic Limbus stream just whenever new content comes out. So I will be drip-feeding Limbus whenever it's out for people who want to see it. So it's not like I'm just going to wait like a year and then just, like, front-load it all like that. But unfortunately, Limbus is just out of content. Like, when the Kim event comes out, oh yeah, I'll stream that, but in the meantime, I got old VODs to upload. Ugh.
작살 놓치지 말게.
Off we go.
자, 맞서보죠.
이리로
우리들에게
와.
입덕하도 별것도 아니잖아요. 효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 저 부표처럼 흔들리는 놈이
배는 맛은 있는 편이
사냥감이거든요.
좋은데.
가서 끝장내죠.
예측대로.
Check something going on. Let me see if I actually...
제법 지쳤나 보.
Because I know I did mention
물론
it
명령이네요.
earlier.
저걸 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
돌려라. 전열이 무너졌군.
참, 이런 상황인데
배는 맛은 있는
어떻게
편이
끝이
좋은데.
보이네요. 조금만 더 해보죠.
기름
하필
분말이
투성이를.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네. 급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
역시 모르네.
사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로
I'm looking up to see if I ever
사냥을
wrote
끊어보죠.
down what was on the list, in case anyone is wondering.
아직
I know Kingdom Hearts 2 and Yu-Gi-Oh was on it, but I think I had something else.
귀찮다. 함께 끌지 말지.
사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로 사냥을
직접
끝내러
나서지.
가보죠.
기름도 나오지 않는 놈이 구려. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠.
참, 이런
직접
상황인데도 어떻게 끝이 보이네요. 조금만 더 해보죠.
자라.
Oh yeah, that actually is all that's left on the wheel. God, I might need to make a new wheel soon. God. With how slow my streams have been recently, that's like fucking... It's been like a year since I last made a wheel. Jesus. And the fact that someone, namely Lag, picked Yakuza 0. And that took a while. Which, yes, that is also another bot I'm going to have to upload.
모자라.
Ugh.
여러분들, 왜 그렇게 뒷걸음질을 하시는
God, I hate
건가요?
having a backlog. I have to rewatch my own VODs and find an appropriate title, description, and thumbnail. Ugh. That's why Persona 5's thumbnails were so lazy. I'm like, I can't be fucked. As well as the fact that it's really difficult to make thumbnails for games that I don't have, like, assets for. Luckily, Limbus and the boys have had, easily dismantleable sprite sheets. But Persona 5 is like, you don't get shit. Kingdom Hearts is also one I'm going to run into a lot of problems with on that exact same front. This is not something I look forward to. At least Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a sprite-based game. That'd be nice, but same with fucking Yakuza 0 also doesn't have anything easy. Fuck. Even though these fights aren't as exciting, I do still much enjoy having like a restriction on sinners to be used. Like the Dawn Heath Peak, not being able to use Dawn and Heath, still good, even if it's not as interesting. It's still a restriction that is, I mean, albeit arbitrary, it's very cool. That's no story. And that story, fantastic. Hey! You found him! Language. sure to write down in the comments what kind of toy would you like to be horribly mutilated into. For me, I'd want to be like those like sock 'em boppers. Those big-ass novelty boxing gloves you can just beat the shit out of people with. If that's not an option, then moon shoes, because those were a fucking health hazard. Fucking Gnomes. Bastards. Yi-Song's method of speech is just so innately humorous depending on the context. Alright, time to go kill some more fucking gnome bastards. After I refresh, using lunacy, of course, because it's more efficient that way. I've got to save my 50 boxes after all. Oh. Something I didn't know, though, is that you actually refill your Encephalon via lunacy, and then it gets more and more expensive as time goes on. First time is like 20-something, then it's 50, then it's 70, so I'm like... Even if you want to actively utilize your lunacy for pulls, you can just once a day do like 20 lunacy and fill up your Encephalon. Just, why not? I mean, hey, you get a shitload more modules that way. Even if you don't want to grind Mirror Dungeon, it would let you start skipping more of the dailies, so if you weren't doing them anyway, you can get more of them done now. Or if you were doing them, hey, I mean, more modules is more modules. You can crank that into something else if you want. God, evasion on certain animations is so stupid.
이런 상황인데도 어떻게 끝이 보이네요. 조금만 더 해보자.
급수가 전곱게 뚫렸네. 모자라.
Yeah, these people, the gnomes are very weird. They're like please IDs, oddly enough. No, they're not IDs. They use poise though, which is just so fun. Like little gremlin-y bastards, they're fun.
기름도 나오지 않는 놈이구려.
사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로 사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
빈틈 투성이로.
이런 동료들 상태에 신경 좀 쓰셔야 할 것 같은데요, 관리자님.
생명 활동을
빈틈 투성이로군.
Going up.
놀라운 명령이네요. 적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
God, they do so much damage though.
지금 상황인데도
If you get just a little bit unlucky, they will take a mile.
조금만 더 해보죠.
Luckily, it's not that bad. Bye bye.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네. 아직 모자라. 여러분들, 왜 그렇게 뒷걸음질을 하시는 건가요?
A gift of hatred given shape. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious, they're not exactly being subtle with any Rudolta references, just dotted throughout all of this. Get out of here, you know me bastards. It's neat to have context for Rudolta, though. He was such a weird one. I always liked Rudolta. Oh, I do have to show off those ego, don't I? Huh. They're so weird, and I love them. See, it's like Rudolta, the shelter from like the 27th of March or whatever. Those ones that have like a very clear, like, indication of origin are like the most interesting. Because I'm like, what is your story? And now we know a little bit. We can assume there's some thoughts, that there's some mental synapses that can start connecting. Oh. Who names their kid Crayon? Those outskirt people are weird. I really like this intervallo because it gives you so much context and lore as to what it's like in the outskirts. The one that I'm still the most curious about and have always been is the ruins, because apparently people can go exploring out there, but it's neat to hear about just the outskirts proper, now that we're not like tied to the ocean. Because the way that it was implied in Runa was that it was just a barren wasteland with nothing out there, you know? But this gives us the implication that there's at least some semblance of structure, albeit minor. And that structure is constantly, fraying in the wind, so to say. And by wind, I mean monster. They do indeed mention the train. One of the only mentions of the ruins is, actually when you summon the R-Corp, in Lobotomy Corporation, they will make a comment based on the level of abnormality they're called into fight. And if they're called into fight a WoW, they're like, ah, this is like some of the beasts out in the ruins. How are they keeping these things here, huh? This is like they're saying like the danger level is equivalent to that out in the ruins, and so they're like, okay, we've been trained for this. This is gonna be hard, but we can handle this. And if they summon into an Aleph, they're like, Jesus Christ. What kind of a... we have never seen anything like this even outside of the city. Like, what on earth is going on here? I actually remember I had like an image saved of like those conversations. Let me see if I can find it. Because I found it so interesting to see that. This is probably going to be an involved thing. I think I immediately found it. I'll need to check once this cutscene's over. Big man. Look at him. It's the Santa Claus. Oh. Oh, he's real big. Honestly, fuck knows. If there's ever any race in any piece of fiction that is just inherently evil, I wouldn't give it to, like, dwarves. I wouldn't give it to goblins. I wouldn't even give it to demons. There's one race that is always empirically chaotic evil, and it's goddamn fucking gnomes. Every time. And if you're portraying them in any other light, you're a gnome sympathizer, and you should be burned at the stake. My lawyer's telling me that that is a joke, but I don't believe in that. I'm dead serious. Fuck gnomes. They're bastards. And let me tell you, if a game ever gives me the opportunity, I'm gonna wanna play as a gnome. See, I can play both sides of the field. The head might have done a lot of wrong getting these fucking dirty-ass gnomes out of our goddamn city. Pretty based. Maybe they can be president for a little bit longer. President of the city. The world. President of racism. I guess it's speciesism in this case. Anyway, here, let me see if I found the thing. It did. There we are. The people wanted it. Heat level, risk level moderate. Just like dealing with those kids from the back streets. Weird monsters. There's a ton of creatures like this scattered around in the ruins. Work up a bit of sweat with this one. If it's a WoW, risk level high. It's been a while since we fought a target as dangerous as this. Did they bring these things from the outskirts or something? Why not use these things in the Wing Wars? God, this place is crazy. And if it's an Aleph, maximum risk level. What the hell is this place? I'm thinking like this could be handled by us, just us rabbits alone. It had to be these beings from beyond the outskirts. Ooh! I thought these kind of freaks were only seen in the depths of the ruins, and all of a sudden I'm really fucking curious what's in the ruins. Oh! God damn. They know how to immediately get me real fucking invested on what the fuck is in the ruins. Give me this. That's mine now. Come here, you little bastard. Alright, I need to do this. Let's see here. I hate to do it, but you. Here. We have to. We have to take an opportunity to show these off. What do they need? That's the objective for this fight. We need to show these off. Oh, God. Lust, sloth, pride, and envy. Okay. And... gluttony and... Jesus, they need everything but wrath and gloom. They're trying to eat me. Fucking eat me out of house and home out here. Jesus. Okay, maybe we won't get to show all of these off. I'll try, though, but... Okay, so I don't want wrath. So envy, gluttony, pride. There's gloom, lust, sloth. Fuck. I think that's all of them, at least, but I'm not happy about it. No, I need sloth. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. This shows me. Okay. I actually only need one sloth, so that's fine. I don't need wrath. I need 2 lust? Yeah, only 2 lust. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We have a lot of gluttony, so that'll be fine. Gloom. Okay, we have a lot of the rest of it. Maybe. We might be able to get this off if we believe. You just gotta have faith in the old St. Crinkle's Christmas. The Crinkle Christ. Oh, and we got Mook Wave, so we'll be fine. Oh, we'll absolutely be fine.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 놀라운 명령이네요. 적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요. 사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로 사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
제법 지쳤나 보.
I actually like it when they destroy one of my coins. I'll still get the Sin resource, but then I will do less damage. Like, I know we need a lot of pride and we need a lot of envy, so... Like, I'm gonna go out of my way to make this happen. We need some envy.
되돌려라. 생명 활동의 정지를 확인했다.
사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로 직접 사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
Unfortunately, Gloom is just a do-nothing for us. Wrath and Gloom are worthless. And we're immediately using 2 Glooms in 1 turn. My favorite. And a wrap. Very cool. Okay, get out of here, Gloom. We don't want you. Sacrilege, honestly, because I do believe Gloom is the most useful Sin Affinity, just generally. Probably a lot of contention on that, but considering the fact that both Rhyme Shank and Fluid Sac need just a city's load of gloom. I'll probably die on that day.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Envy, though. I never said it was the best, like, strategy to build around. Like, Envy is a strategy. Envy as a resource, no. Like, you can build around Envy, but you're not being out here being like, dude, I need Envy resources. Like, what do you use Envy for? Like, a lot of the time, Envy is kind of just an addition to other things. Like, Body Sack, that's pretty good one, to be fair. Like, Hexnail, Body Sack. A lot of them are just randomly smattered in with other stuff. I think I could probably say the worst one. Like, I know nothing really uses Pride. That's one of the only ones I can think of off the top of my head that is just not really used, and it's Pride. Yeah, but not as much. And so many things need fucking Gloom. Gloom is just randomly sprinkled in a billion things. And it honestly, a lot of the time, depends on what you're doing, to be fair. Like, if you're trying to... Like, you know what a good example you could have gone for? Telepult. Like, if you're a charge team, Envy all of a sudden stonks on the rise on that one. It really depends on what you're doing. The main reason I'm saying Gloom, though, is because Rhymeshank enables even non-sinking teams to be a sinking team, and Fluid Sack is good for every single team in the entire game, so... Okay, Christmas 1 is done. So 2 less Envy. Alright, we've saved Christmas, we're good. Now go kill. Oh great, that's right. Forgot they changed how fucking auto battle works.
생명 활동의 정지를 확인했다.
사냥이 성공적이었네요.
Hey man, you want some Christmas? Here's some Christmas. You know, if I have extra ults, I'll try to show off their corroded versions. This one is so funny. I love this one so much. It's not good at all, and Body Sack is way better. But here, we can actually go into them and see. I love this one so much. Randomly select one of the following effects. Burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, or sinking. Then inflict 1 potency in the effective effect next turn. Repeat the process 2 plus highest gluttony absolute resonance times 5 times max. So if it's only 1 gluttony, which it's green, so this would be 4 times. So we'll do this. Okay, just let me allocate the clashes first. It's, like, not good, because it's purely random. It's the exact same problem that, everyone's favorite, Suddenly One Day, Gregor's default one has. Except this one has the really fun benefit of applying it just a shitload of times. Like, this isn't, oh, you get 10 burn, you get 10 bleed, you get 10 tremor. This is, like... one of all of them, which is equally worthless, but it's way funnier. And hers is, I think, actually decent. Trigger Tremor Burst. Apply 1 damage up to the affinity with the highest resonant count for 3 allies with least SP. Sure. And then heal 20 SP for 3 allies with the least SP. Probably that second effect would be better, but I mean, hey. Like, we have a ton of gluttony, so we get a gluttony bonus. Sure, unless they mean over here, in which case it's lust, but I'm like, sure. Probably more useful for the Sandy thing, though. And I'd rather use Ebony Stem, but you know. I should probably look what the passives are, too. Come here, Christmas. It was a bomb in the bag. The pipe bomb. Then you replace Body Sack with a body in it. Come here, you. Nice. He got burn and bleed. How fun.
맞서보죠.
How quaint.
우리들에게 이깟
What are
파도
the passives?
별것도 아니잖아요.
I don't even
이놈이
have this.
아니야?
When this uses as a status effect or negative effect, if the main target attacker has a positive effect, inflict one more burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, and sinking potency to self and enemies with skill effects. Oh. Gain one or more poison charge. That's not terrible, actually. It's a way better passive than body sacks. Huh. But it's almost impossible to make this activate, though, because you need to inflict a negative effect on yourself and make the enemy have a buff of some kind. Nearly impossible. At least conventionally, I'm sure there's some big brain way of doing it. I don't give a fuck. Annoying, we'll put it that way, but it's a good effect. And this is... When applying positive effects to other allies with skill effects or coin effects, randomly select one of the following effects: burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, sinking, and inflict one potency the selected effect to one random enemy. Activates 5 times per turn. God damn it. Oh. Yeah. Can I just say that I fucking love all of these ego? It just makes me want to run, like, Christmas Otis, Christmas Heath, and suddenly one day Gregor, and just start shitting out status elements. It's the fucking Alchemist's Foe from Epic Battle Fantasy all over again. Quickly, start corroding. Yeah. Fuck them up.
너냐?
I don't know who it's gonna hit, and I don't give a damn. Quickly, go Christmas him. I'm in crippling Christmas debt. Fuck you, Merso. Hey, thank you! Welcome to... Oh, you just came in time for Christmas. What do you mean it's January? Okay, what is that? I didn't actually see what that does. It's a little anticlimactic. I think it just also burst. It just also burst Tremor. Very cool. Well, close enough. Darkest Dungeon, if it was the third game in a series, was a gacha game and was... I would say dark, but Darkest Dungeon's also pretty dark. Ignore the fact that I'm fighting a giant fat Santa. This game gets real dark. Trust. Now, what the hell did I just do? For attack, this unit loses 10% HP. Target loses 10 SP. Trigger Tremor Burst. Inflict 2 fragility for the affinity with the highest resonance count. Gain the damage up to... that's alright. What does his do? Do we have enough? We do not have enough for Christmas. Basically Darkest Dungeon, yeah.
이놈이 아니야? 그럴 리 없는데.
It's because, of course, as everyone knows, you fight Santa in Darkest Dungeon. You know, eventually. Install enough mods, you'll get there. Alright, time to Christmas. Oh yeah. Now, what does the corroded version of Christmas do?
이놈이 아니야?
Target loses 10 SP, select one of the following, inflict one potency and select effects up to 7 times. Okay, so it's just the same effect, but big.
너냐?
Alright, Christmas.
행복한 아이들, 선물을 받을 자격이 있으니까.
It's a Korean Christmas, you know. They have a... Oh! So that's where this came from. Nice! See, I knew my networking events of... God, how long have I known Dark? I knew my networking of, like, 15 years would have come in handy. It's gonna be a very, very drastic tonal shift. Thank you. I stole it from the internet. I mean, I did. I don't need to sound so proud about it. Unfortunately, a lot of my, my early Twitch days were just, I found that on the internet, that's mine now. Alright, we've killed Christmas. Yeah, credit where credit's due. It's actually not a Twitch banner. It is meant to be a desktop background. Oh, they're fun to look at if you don't look too closely at it. Because those definitely aren't bags of human meat that are going to be packaged up and repurposed into toys. Normally this game is voice acted, but we're in like a little side mission, so they're not. Unfortunately, Christmas is not important enough to get like voice acting. That is kind of it depends on the difficulty you're playing in Persona 4. You if you don't have like a good time going on, Persona 4 can kind of just kick you in the dick. Or pardon my French. It really depends on what you're going for. But then again, all of the Persona games, especially like the higher the number goes, the more easily you can bend it over your knee. Here's the pro tip if you want, if you want a pro tip for fighting golden hands, use items. Oh, Persona 5 is way too easy, though. Like, hilariously enough, on Semi... Oh, his name is Domino, very cute. Semi-recently, I did a Persona 4 stream. It's like a year ago, maybe like a year and a half ago. And I found the game too easy, and I was playing on very hard. And so I, in the middle of the run, decided to make it an Izanagi-only playthrough. So, I'm unfortunately not the person you should be talking to when it comes to difficulty balancing. I, kind of have a skewed perspective on these things. I unfortunately enjoy hurting myself. It was a very fun playthrough, honestly. I learned a lot about Persona 4 doing that playthrough. Did you abuse skill cards? Not yeah, pretty much, because Izanagi can't learn anything naturally. You primarily make use of magician cards in shuffle time, because magician cards have the ability to upgrade one of your skills. So you're able to equip, like, a low-tier skill. Like, let's say you have, like, Resist Fire. If you get a Magician card, it can upgrade it to Null Fire. Then it can upgrade it to Absorb Fire. Then finally to Repel Fire. If you keep getting Magician cards and you keep happening to hit those particular skills. As well as the fact that Persona 4 involuntarily incentivizes it. Because all of the shuffle time cards that are just like, oh, you get +1 strength. Oh, that's nice. However, it's on my healer. That's not very useful. If you're only using one persona, that is a strength that never goes away ever. And when you level up, you only get 3 stats. You get like 1 strength, 1 magic, and an agility. You only ever get 3. So hitting one of those cards is in and of itself 1/3 of a level up. That's phenomenal. I can also give you a pro tip, at least... Well... Never mind, that one's not... I was gonna say, focus on luck, because, you know... Oh, man, luck's really good when you get it to 99. The main thing is if you were having difficulty fighting, I would assume you were fighting the Golden Hand. Use items. So like a fireball or whatever will just deal 50 fire damage. However, that is true damage. Enemies do not resist that. So the Golden Hand's whole shtick is they'll dodge you and you do like 10 damage on hit. If you throw an item at him, it will do 50 damage, and there is nothing it can do to avoid that. You could probably start using things like Smart Bomb. Smart Bomb in Persona 4? One of them. You can start using the better items to farm Golden Hands. Usually just throw good numbers. I got so into the weeds of Persona 4 that I actually made a tier list of party members. Which party are you using? You're early on enough in the game that it does not matter. I won't give spoilers, but most everyone will be fine. It's only when you start getting to late game that things start being fun. And I mean that in a way that will cause physical agony if you have not prepared properly. Just wait till you get to Persona 3. Shit gets way harder. Oh, yeah. The games just get harder the further back you go. Oh. Yeesh. Then again, you don't have much better. Yeah. I'll give you this one as a freebie. Yukiko is the best party member in the entire game. Like, it's not even close. Yukiko blows everyone else absolutely out of the water. You don't have all the party members yet, so I won't, and just in case it's a blind playthrough, I won't spoil to say who the rest is, but I can give you that one as a freebie. Yeah. It's usually a good idea to look for accessories that help them cover their weaknesses, which I think Persona 4 has? I'm not sure. That's just a general tip for RPGs. Usually your healer is going to be, if not your best, top 5. Yeah, you want an accessory that covers their weakness, and then you want to start playing to their strengths. Because, Mr. Narukami, the protagonist himself, is going to be your jack of all trades and can do everything. You need to find which roles your party members fulfill and make it so that he doesn't have to do that. If you're new to the franchise, I'll give you a softball too. Buffs and debuffs are the most important thing in the entire game. Because they are flat, I won't spoil, but I would disagree. I believe in this game they're flat. So like let's say an enemy's doing 100 damage. If you debuff their attack, it'll go down to 75 damage because they are a 25% swing whenever a stat is buffed or debuffed. They take 100 damage, let's say you have 300 HP, all of a sudden you're going down to 75, you can take an extra hit. Instead of getting killed in 3 turns, you get killed in 4. Then, if you buff your defense, that's also a 25% increase. It's not quite how the numbers work, but let's just say it goes down to 50 damage. All of a sudden, instead of you being killed in 3 turns, you've now doubled your time to kill, so now you can take 6 turns to die. Don't even get me started on evasion, where you can just mitigate 100% of damage. Evasion is very stupid in some fights, where you could live just forever. But, you know, fun things. Like, it's in another one of the games, Megami Tensei Nocturne. I'm a loser. I'm a huge nerd. I've been streaming RPGs for 4 or 5 years now, and I've been playing them my entire life. Like I said, there's a reason as to why I found Very Hard too easy, and I had to make it harder for myself. Like, assuming you've done Persona 5, I bent that game over my knee to avoid spoilers. I never once struggled in Persona 5 ever. I two-tapped the final boss. Like, thank you for learning. Because Nocturne has a boss that is specifically, you are going to learn about buffs and debuffs. Because Nocturne has them stack 4 times. And they last forever. They really wanted you to stop doing that in the Persona series. I actually was so determined to prove people wrong that I did that fight twice. I did it once on super hard, on like the hardest difficulty, and then one on the second hardest difficulty. Because how Persona 5 works is when you're on the hardest difficulty, you actually get a 3 times damage multiplier on technical and weakness hits, which makes fights easier than in hard mode. I actually had a harder time in hard rather than, like, very hard for Persona 5, for example. Like, the Haru boss fight was way harder on hard. I still did it, but... like, here, you know what? I'll go hunt down my old VOD, because I actually wrote it in the description on YouTube. Because I uploaded the Persona 4 VODs, I actually wrote down the tier list in the description of one of the episodes, and I don't know which one it was. While this cutscene is going on, I will go scream at that. I will again avoid spoilers, but I'm just curious as to what I wrote down. Where are we? Aha! It took me 27 streams to beat the game. Very nice. Hell did I write this down? Ah, I think there it is. Role-playing games, turn-based games, and the like are definitely an acquired taste. Persona 5 was like the gateway drug for a lot of people, yeah. It's actually a game that I have a lot of problems with, but it definitely served its purpose to be like a beginner's entry game. It's actually why it was so easy for people who are experiencing them. It's when you start getting, like, Persona 4 is pretty rough, but it's definitely doable. It's when you start going back into Persona 3 and earlier that things are like, whoa. But even then, those games are notably, like, easy for this franchise. Like, Persona 4 is probably your next best step if we're wanting to be, like, reasonable difficulty levels. Well, that's why you play the portable version and you don't play, like... I guess even the Steam version, I think. I don't know which version the Steam version has. Go play it on official hardware, or, Now we want to talk about a real shit. Let's go Persona 1. Okay, Persona 1, you can Resident Sleeper the moment you get charm bullets. There you go. Okay, I'll take that one too. Fuck me. Like, I did a stream of Persona 1, I went into the Ice Queen route blind because I had never done that before. This is like really early on in my career, and I just gave up because I was bored out of my fucking mind. I saw what it was gonna be. I saw that the only difficulty spike was the final boss, and I'm like, I'm good. I had already beaten the game. Christmas. I'm just talking right over this cutscene. We're not even engaging with the game I'm currently playing. I'm glad I've already seen this cutscene. Thank you. Oh. Oh, that was a gift. I thought... My display did not display that right. Be nice. Just do the Persona 3 Portable, so that way you can like actually control your party members. You get access to funky Yoshis now, which are, of course, based on the various appearances from Yoshi from the Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. Ah. I'm so concerned about Persona 3 Reload, God. It's gonna be Persona 5 again. But that's a topic to get into another day. Persona 3 Portable is fine. You can control your party members in that game. Just do the portable version. Oh, you know what? Here. Since I was talking about Persona 5 being easy, there was actually a video I watched about a month or so ago. Actually, was a month ago, 4 weeks, huh? That was specifically one of those challenge runs we were talking about. Well, someone beat Persona 5 under the conditions. They're only allowed to fight mandatory battles, so they can't do any grinding. They have to play on hard mode. They're not allowed to use items. They must complete every palace in one day. That's not what the sinners sound like. They must finish every fight with all party members alive. They're not allowed to use skill cards. They can't use the gallows. They can't use itemization. They can't use lockdowns. No mementos. No fusion alarms. Can't do any of the challenge battles. No DLC. No New Game Plus. They can't use Tetrakarn, Makarakarn. They can't use any Showtime attacks. No Will Seed accessories. No SP regenerative accessories. No gym. No temple. No jazz club. No darts. No billiards. No laundromat. And they've even banned all of the funky super broken confidant abilities, like being able to buy higher level personas and whatnot. It's like he turned off 95% of the mechanics in Persona 5. So here, I'll drop a link because it's a fun one. Here, give me a sec. This is a fun video if you're a huge fucking loser like I am. And then I got to be done. He actually came in, like, right at the end of my stream, pretty much. Like, that cutscene and fighting Santa Claus was the end. Let me see if I got everything. Here. I get to post being a loser on the internet. There we go. But. Alright. We've killed Santa. Mission accomplished. Good job, me. Give me some modules. Well, that's it for Limbus Company. I guess I get to start a new game next week. Huh. Well, in honor of the best content, in honor of probably the best content creator for Limbus Company, this stream ends now.